They say the grass is greener on the other side, and while professional wrestlers may dream of getting into the WWE, it isn't all roses once you make it into the big leagues. With the big stage and the spotlight comes certain responsibilities, and the superstars are scrutinized for every little thing that they do. The WWE Superstars are constantly on the radar with all their actions monitored, and their personal lives are subject to public interest. With the WWE PR machine always on the lookout to mitigate negative news about the company, the superstars are on thin ice and are just one accident away from losing their dream job.
You're fired! What?
There are several written and unwritten rules and codes the WWE performers must follow. While not everything is in fine print, there are just some rules that need not be explained, but the superstars know not to do. In this video, we take a look at the 10 things superstars cannot do while performing for the company. There was a time when superstars could call each other names that would have otherwise filled up a swear jar. Hence the name Attitude Era. The whole purpose was to sell the fact that the performers hated each other. One of the main reasons why the product resonated with the audience was because of how realistic the entire scenario would look. While there may have been those goofy bits that made people cringe, the superstars ultimately made fans believe that there was legitimate animosity. Fast forward to 2018, and the performers are micromanaged and are prohibited from swearing on live television. While there can be that odd instance or two, the WWE superstars aren't allowed to use words that even a 12-year-old might. And we wonder why some fans are no longer invested in the company's product. If you grew up watching the likes of The Rock and Stone Cold, you might have seen Kai and Tai trying to forcibly castrate Val Venus, or the countless times women were made to strip down their lingerie as fans would take out their cameras, capturing moments that would make Hugh Hefner proud. Or that one instance when Triple H asked a fan to remove her top and flash the live audience. The 90s was truly a magical time. In fact, Stacey Carter took things one step further, flashing the fans during the Armageddon pay-per-view in '99. And was also shown nude on WWE television. Many other women had done the same over the next few years, but with WWE deciding to portray women as wrestlers and superstars and no longer as eye candy, the WWE has banned superstars from exposing themselves in front of the live audience. The same even applies to the male superstars who in previous years had the right to expose their rears. Not many superstars can get away from management's wrath after intentionally breaking one of the most followed rules in the company. On the WWE's never-to-do list, piledrivers rank at the very top. In the past, we've seen superstars getting seriously hurt when piledrivers weren't executed properly. Steve Austin famously broke his neck when Owen Hart delivered the piledriver, which has also led to Austin living with neck pain for the rest of his wrestling career. However, John Cena and CM Punk ignored the protocol in 2013 when Punk busted out the piledriver without officials' consent. Vince McMahon reportedly blew a gasket backstage and both superstars were let off with a slap on the wrist. Only one superstar is allowed to execute a modified version of the piledriver, and that is The Undertaker. And of course Kane. Dubbed the Tombstone Piledriver, it's really a relatively safe move to execute, but superstars are told to never execute the piledriver in a WWE ring. One of the easiest and most popular ways to get heat on superstars has been through coloring. Wherever the blood is coming from, it really does add to the story of a match. In WWE, superstars have for years used the same technique to bring a different dimension to their fights. But with the WWE going PG, the company has introduced a strict no blading policy. One of the most memorable moments in recent memory is that of Eddie Guerrero's face covered in a crimson mask, when the superstar cut himself deep nearly 14 years ago. More recently, WWE superstars who were unintentionally busted open were immediately tended to by medical personnel. The most recent one-off instance when the company gave the superstars a go-ahead was when Lesnar opened up Randy Orton the hard way. This resulted in Orton suffering a concussion and once again encouraged the company to warn the superstars that they could never bleed on live TV. In any industry, if you are indispensable to the company and are considered to be one of the top performers, there is a good chance that the company relaxes and bends a few rules for you. In WWE, all the full-time superstars are drug tested, with WWE implementing its wellness policy to make sure that the performers aren't indulging in illegal drugs or steroids. However, the same rules are not applicable to part-timers as mentioned in the policy. This was brought to light when Lesnar failed his UFC 200 drug test, once again opening the Pandora's box in WWE.
He's excelled to the elite level in every athletic avenue he's ever taken, and that's because of the athletic specimen that is Brock Lesnar.
Look at that. That guy is an animal. Looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime.
However, the WWE talent that work a full-time schedule are definitely prohibited from taking illegal drugs, with WWE introducing a 3-strike policy. The first strike enforces a 30-day suspension with immediate effect, while the second strike results in the superstar getting suspended for 2 months. A third strike will result in immediate termination, but depending on how high a superstar is on the totem pole, they might just be able to get the opportunity to possibly have their strike scrubbed off their record. Superstars are often seen arguing with the fans, and it's been a common practice in wrestling to draw heat when wrestlers get into heated arguments with the fans, or gesticulate and use signs to draw more boos or cheers, depending on their character. However, one of the more important rules in WWE is to never physically assault a fan. The WWE Superstars are often seen high-fiving the fans, but under no circumstances are they allowed to physically harm them, or put them in a predicament where they are in danger of getting physically hurt. The most recent instance was when CM Punk hit a fan back in 2012, when the fan's arm accidentally hit Punk on the back of the head. There was also the time when Lesnar threw a car door in the fan section. It accidentally clocked one fan in particular. WWE immediately checked on the fan to see if he was alright, and has since taken measures to ensure that fans don't get hurt at WWE shows. With all the legal issues WWE has on their plate, they wouldn't want any more lawsuits or negative PR coming their way from actually hitting their fans in attendance. One of the reasons why CM Punk's pipe bomb promo made such massive waves was because WWE tells the superstars what to do and really what to say in the ring. While it could lead to awkward situations such as Randy Orton forgetting his lines and asking Sheamus to help him out in the ring, it could also result in WWE catching the fans off guard, which they managed to pull off perfectly with CM Punk in 2011. While many wondered if what Punk said was indeed a shoot, WWE superstars are prohibited from going off script. While superstars like The Rock have a little more pull as to what they can say in their segments, they still have to follow the protocol and ensure that the intended message is indeed delivered. However, not every superstar can be The Rock and thus have to follow the script when cutting promos. We can all agree that not every match in WWE is perfectly choreographed. The superstars are usually in tune when they have a match, while the ones that are still green and relatively inexperienced are walked through the bout. The more experienced stars can put together the match on the fly with only a few parts of the bout actually drawn up backstage. However, a no-no is superstars going in for themselves and shooting on their opponents. While this has happened before in WWE, it led to superstars' pushes getting nixed while they stayed in the WWE doghouse for a considerable period of time. Two professionals put their lives in each other's hands when they enter the ring together, and shooting on someone is one of the very things a performer should never do. In WWE, it would lead to an immediate termination of the superstar's contract, and they would likely never be hired by the promotion again. Talking about things that were commonplace during the Attitude Era, chair shots to the head were almost expected every time there was a brawl. With studies on brain injuries and CTE still non-existent at that point, the performers willingly took chair shots to the head, often leading to concussions. However, with people now being more aware about brain injuries in general, WWE has banned chair shots to the head. The company is so serious about this issue that two superstars who were perceived to be untouchable in the company, Triple H and The Undertaker, were fined by the promotion when they broke the law of the land during WrestleMania 27. WWE superstars are expected to meet the highest of standards both in and out of the ring. While past mistakes cannot be rectified, WWE is usually strict if such instances are brought into the limelight. The company is also very strict about what superstars can and cannot say online, as they're in the public eye. WWE also has a zero-tolerance policy when it comes to domestic disputes. And as we've seen with Rich Swann, the company acts first and asks questions later. WWE doesn't tolerate any acts of bullying online by the superstars, and expects the performers to steer clear of controversy, or anything that might give a bad name to the company. And these were 10 things wrestlers cannot do when wrestling for WWE. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching Wrestling Hub, and I'll see you later with more wrestling videos.